Hello everyone, this is Lisa Andrus, Psychic Medium, and this is your weekly reading for the reading of May 12th to the 18th, 2014. And today the fairies told me that they wanted to have this deck used. Sometimes I don't know which deck I'm going to use, and it's just an intuition or a feeling, or even that I trust the way my eyes look at the deck that I look at, and I just think, okay, well, that's the deck. And then it's funny because when I'm shuffling, I swear I feel like the fairies are just talking to me because I love the fairy decks the most. Okay, so I have pre-drawn and shuffled, but I have pre-drawn the cards, and here are our 3 cards for the week. Okay, this is our Monday, Tuesday card, and this card is kindness. And the first thing that they're saying to me is we have to remember to be kind to ourselves. Right now, we have gone through some topsy-turvy times, and somehow we berate and are hard on ourselves when we would never behave or treat anybody the way that we treat ourselves. They want me to say that they want to take away your personal beating stick from yourself because you would never treat anyone so unkind as you do yourself. So it is time for you to start nurturing yourself and being kind to yourself and to others. They're saying that some of you have had some issues with kindness lately because it's just been a heavy time, and we might have had little fits of temper. They want you to ask your angels and the fairies, of course, because this is the fairy deck, for help with that if you are frustrated with, maybe losing your temper a little more easily than you would have. And this is your sign that the fairies are going to help. Now they want me to point you to the fact that there's nature in this card, and the fairy is actually there with a bunny, and she's sitting in the woods. And they say that there is something sacred about convening with nature. And so if you do find yourself just wanting some grounding or wanting to cure yourself from whatever fits of temper you may have had, whether it's with yourself or with others, the best thing you can do is to convene with nature. Here in the northern hemisphere, it's starting to get really nice outside, and sometimes it's literally they're pointing me towards my backyard and just saying that it would be nice to just go out there and take my bare feet in the grass, or just sit near a tree and soak up just a little bit of sun. And it's a great way to find balance and actually heal. They say like the ground and the trees and the grass even will absorb some of the toxins from you. So they don't say this again and again and again to be trite. They're saying it because there's truth to it. Nature is one of the best things we can have. This is one of the only lifetimes that we've lived indoors so much. We are old souls, and we used to be outdoors much more than we are in this life, where we are in artificial light, in homes, and I know that I live in an extreme weather state, Minnesota, and I feel like there's only a couple months a year where we actually really can comfortably be outside because it's either too hot or too cold. But they're saying that they want you to convene with nature whenever you can because it nourishes your soul, whether or not you see it on a surface level. Okay? But again, they want you to just remember the message is to be kind to yourself. Okay, this is our middle of the week card, and it is awakening to your true self. They're saying that some of us are coming into our truth right now, that in the past, it's not been as easy for us to either say what we need or say our desires or be true to ourselves, and now all of a sudden, we want to be true to our dreams. And for some of you, you're opening and feel that you're opening as mediums and psychics, that the gateway and the portal has been reopened for you. Some of you had read my book, Gifted, or something else similar, or just feel that you're awakening to your intuitive and psychic and medium gifts. And it's time for you to awaken to that and to know that you're awakening. They want me to talk about the fact that when I awakened to being a medium, I was a frustrated person. I would say that those of us that are mediums our whole life, I wrote about this in Gifted, but when I was a little girl, I knew that there were spirits there. I either saw them or felt them. And then as I grew up, I kind of turned that off. I didn't have a family that nurtured that. I think a lot of us, especially older mediums or, adults, if you will, maybe families now foster that a little bit more or nurture that a little bit more, but I don't feel as it was that common. I come from a Roman Catholic family that, took me to a psychiatrist when I said I saw dead people. So naturally I shelved that ability for a while, and it wasn't until I grew older that I started to come in contact with it again. Once I decided I was going to open to it again, I was frustrated, as a lot of budding mediums are. I know they're there. I know I can see them. How do I do it? And what you have to do is respect the fact that just like any other talent, your gifts have to be honed before you can step into your full power of using them. So they want to congratulate you. The fairies are congratulating you because you're at least awakening to the power. They want me to tell you that to any budding medium, I recommend first psychic development. I know that one of my teachers, John Holland, does as well, because it's really great to learn what tools you have. It'll help you even more when you step into your medium skills. As a medium, you're a special person with a special ability, and if you want to know why you're a medium, I can't answer that for you. They're asking me to tell you, I just posted this on Facebook on my personal page, but I look at death certificates all day long for a living in my day job. I do this, I work for a bank, and I do this on financial accounts. And then in my other work as a medium, I connect people with the dead. And I cracked a joke about it yesterday and said, well, apparently it's my job to work with the dead and to help the dead, and I guess I bless the funeral directors, and I'm thankful that at least I don't have to be that in this lifetime. So they're just saying that you're awakening to this, and if you feel that, say you're a hospice nurse or in some other ways you work with the dead, it's another confirmation that you're a medium. So I feel that there are many of you awakening, and this card really are for those mediums out there that are just waking up. I want to give you a high five right now because I know it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. If you haven't yet, I wrote a book called Gifted, which is a guide for people like you for opening mediums and psychics and intuitives. It's the book I didn't have when I was opening up. So if you haven't looked at it, I hope you'll check it out, because I think it might help you while you're frustrated with the fact that, you can't just snap your fingers and it doesn't all open up at once. It'll get there a little bit at a time, but you can't force a talent to develop. It has to be little by little. You can't force a flower to open. It just has to be little by little, and you have to be patient and know that you'll get there. You're on earth for this sacred purpose. So thank you for waking up, and just take guided action towards your dreams. Even if it doesn't happen overnight, I feel like it's going to, you're going to hit the ground running. So, congratulations, and hang in there. Okay, and then the card for the weekend is feeling safe. Okay, what they're showing me immediately is a roller coaster, and the roller coaster to me represents the energy that we've had lately. I've said it before, but these last few years, I know for me, I've had some of the most difficult years of my life in, I would say, since 2009. And it doesn't mean it encompasses the worst times in my life. It just means to me that it represented feeling like the rug was pulled out from under me, not just once, but several times. And then I would think that I would, be on the right path, and then somehow be steered in a different direction. And I feel that a lot of you have gone through this with just upheavals and changes, and what this card is saying and what the fairies want to say is that you're safe. The worst is behind you. And we have some days where a lot of bodily issues have been coming up lately. For me, I've always had kind of a sensitive stomach. I think it's just nervous system related. And I feel that condition, like an old condition that I've had previously, kind of bubble up lately, or some sensitivity with that lately, whereas maybe it's something I hadn't had to deal with for a while. I think a lot of people are having stuff like this happen that's bubbling up from our bodies. Some of that is coming from not feeling safe. As Louise Hay always says, happy thoughts lead to a healthy body. And there are times, because I have and use her Heal Your Body A to Z app for my phone. It's also a book. And there are a couple of things, like for me, I have pollen allergies, and I look at it and I know that one of the confirmations for it is I am safe. I am safe upon this earth. So many times when I feel uncertain or I feel like I'm in doubt, I say to myself, I am safe. And they're pointing to the fact also that this is in correlation to the awakening to your true self, especially for the mediums, for the psychics, for the intuitives, for whatever it is. There are some big truths coming up, and they want you to know you're safe as you come to that realization and as you speak your truth. It's funny, it just looks to me like it's a week about you, about us, about ourselves, that we need to be kinder to ourselves, and that includes awakening to our true self and knowing that we're safe as we do it. I have to say, I love the fairy decks. I'm just going to show one more time. This is a Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I know they're both on physical deck, and there are apps for smartphones as well. But I want to wish you guys a great week, and know that you're safe in all that you do, and wonderful things are happening for you. Have a great week, you guys.